Welcome to Fishing Saskatchewan, the only online program dedicated to sport fishing in the province of Saskatchewan. Hosted at fishingsaskatchewan.ca, we truly are the ultimate resource for fishing in Saskatchewan. Fishing Saskatchewan, brought to you by CAA Travel and by the Fishing Hole.
HARBERCRAFT, the #1 premium aluminum boat in Canada. Superior strength, intelligent design, maximum performance. Our precision fit and superior finish is second to none for a dry and comfortable ride. From the first CNC plasma cut through hull formation and finishing, we work hard to keep our customers for life. HARBERCRAFT, the #1 premium aluminum boat in Canada. Made only with true Canadian craftsmanship. Built right here.
Hello and welcome to Fishing Saskatchewan. On this episode, Steve and I make our second trip in as many years to the Estevan area and Boundary Reservoir in search of largemouth bass. This is the province's only largemouth fishery, and if you haven't had a chance to check it out for yourself, stick around and we'll show you what you've been missing. Bass everywhere here.
Boundary is a very unique body of water here in southern Saskatchewan. The water from this man-made reservoir is used for cooling the turbines in a nearby coal-fueled power station.
There we go.
The water is returned to the lake after the cooling process at temperatures around the 70-degree mark, making the water almost always warmer than the air around it. It is this warm water that allows the largemouths to flourish. There are a couple key pieces of structure to note on this lake that bass will be drawn to. The first is fallen brush and timber. The banks that surround this lake are very steep, and through the years, erosion of the banks has left the trees and branches strewn on a lot of the shoreline. Bait fish are drawn to these areas like magnets, and bass will use the cover to ambush the prey. The second is the boat docks. Cabins line the banks of Boundary, many with private boat docks. The bass use these docks for cover from the sun, as well as high percentage hunting grounds.
Well, we're just getting the little guys, but...
Up until 2007, this was the only bass fishery in the province, so Steve and I were both relative newcomers to catching these exciting fish. We did our homework on prime locations and techniques and got some advice from local fishermen. Information on the Fishing Saskatchewan forum told us that the bite was pretty aggressive, so we planned to use mostly artificials.
They're getting bigger again.
Spinner baits and light jigs with Berkeley gulp worms or minnow baits were the lures of choice. We did get some action on live trawlers, but the fish didn't show any real preference between them and the gulp.
Well, we could even be getting into pike this close to shore. It's a pike. It's a good sized pike. Well, we're just fishing for some bass, and I hooked this real nice walleye. So it's not so bad.
Don't go anywhere. We've got more from Boundary Reservoir coming up right after this word from our sponsors.
Yeah. All right.
The info we received from the forum was bang on. The fish were right where we thought they would be, and were extremely aggressive. Unfortunately, most of them were small, but it was still a lot of fun though, and we caught well over 100 of them. After what seemed like 1,000 casts, Smitty did manage to pull this beauty out.
A big old bass, this one. All right. This is what we came here for. And I'm glad I switched over to the stinger hook because I had him on the stinger. That is a really, really good bass.
That's what does that run, Smitty? We got the tape there. That's got to run 18, 20 inches.
Absolutely smoked that lure. That is a beautiful fish. I'm going to put him on the tape here. We're going to get a measurement. Yeah, we got him 19 inches.
Sweet.
Conservatively, that's 3 pounds. Easy. Easy. That is a really good bass. I added a stinger hook. You see that right there. I just added that on to my jig. And what I do is just slide that in the back of the bait. Way it's not going to inhibit the tail action. And you got a better chance of getting short strikes, which we just got that big one. He was just on the stinger hook. So I'm glad I added that. Let's catch some fish here.
I'm working a 2 jig and he's working a minnow body.
He told us.
Well, they can't resist the live worm. I just wish it was the bigger ones. It just proves the bigger bass will take the bigger baits, I guess.
Only a short drive from Boundary Reservoir, we stayed at the Harborview Bed and Breakfast in Main Prize Regional Park. Located right on Rafferty Reservoir, Harborview offers comfortable rooms and great home cooking. We'd like to thank Merle and Valerie for their hospitality during our stay.
Be sure to join us next month as Smitty, Terry, and I show you some great techniques for late summer walleye at Rafferty Reservoir in the southeast corner of the province. Until then, we'll see you on the water.
Fishing Saskatchewan has been brought to you by CAA Travel Saskatchewan for all your travel requirements. And by The Fishin' Hole. Get hooked at The Fishin' Hole.